don't like boats, I don't like water. I'm a man, not a fish.
So you complain endlessly.
You look like a woman, you stupid haggis.
Haggis? What is haggis?
Sheep's stomach stuffed with meat and barley.
And what do you do with it?
You eat it. How revolting. Achoo! Be still, for God's sake. You'll tip us over.
So?
I cannot swim, you Spanish peacock.
I'm not Spanish, I'm Egyptian.
You said you were from Spain. You're a liar.
You have the manners of a goat, and you smell like a dung heap, and you have no knowledge whatsoever of your potential. Now, get out!
No!
You're listening to Foundations for Founders, a podcast about startups and life and everything in between.
And welcome to another edition of Foundations for Founders. I'm Dan in Post Falls.
I am Angel, broadcasting in Seattle, Washington.
That's right. So
Founder
this
Nation,
is
we're
actually
back.
our second attempt at this episode.
Second attempt. Yeah, we're up late and working hard for you.
Absolutely. We had some software issues, and
We did.
so
We had a great show.
we had an amazing show.
We wish that all of you could have been there. Didn't work out. What happened?
Basically just a corrupted file, and I couldn't get it open, so
Corrupted file.
yeah.
Was the file paid off by some evil entity?
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
That's what I like to think, that, there's some nefarious gangs against us.
Yeah.
So
The
probably so.
Spartan episode was slain, and out of the pockets fell a bunch of Persian gold.
Oh, I don't know if it was Persian gold.
We knew that with Xerxes' face all over it that it had to be a
man.
corrupt file. Well, I'm
Well,
glad it's over, but I'm glad we're back.
I'm glad we're back as well.
Yeah, man. How was your week? What happened?
Well, so before it was, pretty low key. Just had some meetings for Haggle Champ. But this afternoon I actually went to the dog park, so I actually have a little bit of a crazy story to tell. Over here in the beautiful North Idaho, which Post Falls was recently ranked Idaho's second most boring city. So
Yeah, second one.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's not the most boring city.
well, we can get to number one if we really don't try. So
But yeah, it can't be the most or even second most boring if you've got a crazy story to tell at the dog park.
Well, it's not so much crazy as much as it was just amusing to myself. So today was a nice day in North Idaho. The sun was shining. It was above freezing. The snow's melted pretty good. So I thought, oh, it's a lovely day. I'm gonna take my furry friend to the dog park. Well, apparently I wasn't the only one who thought of that, and it was so packed I couldn't find parking for 10 minutes, which was crazy on its own. But once we parked and once we got into the dog park, my little guy went bonkers with all the other dogs, and so that was fun to watch. But the crazy thing is, the sidewalks of the dog park where the owners kind of stand, that was all mostly clear, like I'd say 85% clear. There's still some snow on the ground. But where the dogs actually play, the grass, which is about an acre and a half, that was just a giant sheet of ice. So it was hilarious to watch these dogs try to chase each other and then just slide for, tens of feet on the ice.
Tens of feet.
Well, I mean, they don't go too far. They don't go, like 100 yards or anything. But
They should, though.
They should. But
Yeah.
it was definitely fun to see, like, dogs smack into each other like bowling pins and just kind of collide and knock each other over.
Yeah.
So that was just fun. That was the amusing thing. I guess it's one of those you had to be there. Womp womp.
Well, yes, you're right. I would have had to have been there.
Right.
But I can't imagine it would be any less funny than putting, like, socks on your dog's paws and letting them race down the linoleum or hardwood hallway and then try and stop and they slide.
That would be
into the
hilarious
wall.
as well.
Yeah, there's tons of YouTube videos on that.
That's true.
Yep.
So how was your week, man?
My week was rather productive, sir.
Right on.
Yeah, I did some digital work for Foundations for Founders. I figured we had better get on the legitimate train. And we officially, my friend, have a Foundations for Founders Twitter account that people can tweet at. As always, fans and longtime guests and early adopters alike can still reach me at AngelAspects21 on the Twitterverse.
And I'm at Dan Reyes on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But we now have our Foundations for Founders Twitter, which is FFF_nation. That's right.
That's right. FFF_nation. I like it.
Actually, is that right? Is that going to be a lie?
I think it. No, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was
Yeah,
cool.
it's FFF_nation.
Yeah.
So new, I can't even stay up with it. But yeah, we've got 20 followers already.
That's
so
awesome.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
That's
The
awesome.
nation is starting to come back, so find us there. It's great. If you want to email the show with any story ideas, any complaints, concerns with life, happenings, things that are going on, need to vent, or just get out there and share your business idea, we also have our own Gmail account, and that is going to be foundationsforfounders@gmail.com. So that's pretty exciting.
So I need to vent a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So partly because
still no Ralph Macchio.
We'll still know Ralph Macchio for one, and I was going to bring that up secondary. But yes, still, we need you people to tweet at Ralph Macchio. We want him on the show.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything's in the show notes. Tweet be on Foundations for Founders to at Ralph Macchio.
Yeah.
We can make this happen, people. I need the Karate Kid to answer questions because I have a lot of them. But
we can't sweep the leg on our own.
Oh, we cannot.
No.
But what I'm fired up about, the reason why we had to record earlier today was the Royal Rumble, WWE Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
And for the second year in the row, the WWE has shoved down our throats the wrong guy, the guy the audience does not want to see. So much so this time around that not only was Roman Reigns booed out of the building when he won the 2015 Royal Rumble, but they clearly potted down the mics for the crowd so you could not hear the crowd and turned up his music as loud as possible, minimizing the boos as much as possible. But you could not ignore the cries and the booing and the obscene hand gestures of the Philadelphia crowd behind him.
Wow.
It was hilarious.
It doesn't sound like you got your money's worth there for what it's worth.
You know, I wanted to see Daniel Bryan win. I would have been happy with Seth Rollins, but either way, it was just hilarious to watch.
That's a sad story. I will say, I was watching Twitter, and our friends over at the Sharpshooters were tweeting all over this Royal Rumble.
Oh yeah, they were.
Yeah. So it's good to see our friends having a ball.
Yeah,
Shout
they
out to
weren't
those
happy
guys.
about it either, which was kind of funny.
It's too bad, man.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. You know.
I don't think I have any particular gripes outside of the fact that we lost an entire episode earlier. That's sad.
That is sad. That is sad. I had an
it's
epic
off into the aether somewhere in digital world.
The corrupted digital files of a PC.
You know that someone's gonna find that, and they too will begin their trek to internet radio superstardom.
I can only hope.
It'll uncorrupt, and they'll be like, "What is this?" And like light rays will come down, and it'll be the lost tapes. It'll be kind of like
Tron style, like they'll swoop in on a light cycle.
Covenant-y kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can only hope.
So I'm kind of looking forward to that. It's like it's going to be a message in a bottle in the digital world somewhere, being corrupt out there.
Maybe our podcast has turned into Bitcoins. I don't know.
It's possible.
It's possible. Sure. Why not?
Yeah, people could be looking for the lost episode, the lost hour.
I want there to be like a treasure chest of like Bitcoins, just printed out paper Bitcoins.
I mean, I still don't understand Bitcoin.
I don't either. I don't think anybody really does. And now that I've said that, we're going to get tons of emails.
Yeah.
That's
fine.
True.
That's okay. The nation
Explain
can
it to
enlighten
me.
us on what Bitcoin is.
Yeah. I'm sure I could
alright,
run
so
to YouTube and find a explainer
relevant,
video.
relevant news stories. We got a mailbag.
Oh
today
man,
for us.
have we got one? Yes.
Okay.
So we had other stories before, and I'll put the other stories in the show notes, the originals.
Sure.
But you know what? Honestly, I found better ones, so we're gonna go with the better ones.
Yeah. News never stops flowing.
Yeah. So for the first one comes from the Washington Times. True cybersecurity. Intellectual computer keyboards identify users by pattern of their key taps. So the Georgia Institute of Technology has created a keyboard that not only can clean itself, but can identify its users by the patterns and styles of their fingertips and keystrokes. This is crazy to me. They consider it a foolproof way to prevent unauthorized users from gaining access to computers. Here's where I think they might be wrong, though. Like, okay, yes, great. Your super keyboard can, prevent, a nefarious person from tapping into your keyboard or your computer. What prevents somebody from just bringing in a USB drive keyboard and just sticking it in and using their own?
Yeah.
That's my thing. Or even a Bluetooth one and just auto sync it to your computer and away we go.
Well, I feel for the user that would put all their faith into this, because I'm sure while the hardware has all kinds of, like static measures set into it and sensitivity levels and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And it's the same in its construction. It's still a piece of software that runs the keystroke, the interpretive part of that, right?
Right.
So what if that fails?
Right.
Then you're just locked out. How much does this thing run?
So it's still a prototype, so they're not selling it yet. They're
Uh-huh.
just announcing that they have the technology and the ability.
Well, great.
So it'll still be a while till we see it, at Best Buy or something.
So are you all in on this? Doesn't sound like it, huh?
No, I'm not. And that's just because, anytime somebody says, "Oh, we've built a foolproof way to prevent hackers or damage whatever," that's the minute you've just turned every hacker's head and gone, "Oh, really now?"
Mm-hmm.
So it's constantly a game. We'll one up you here and then they'll one up you there. So it's cool. It's a nice idea, but I don't see this being this massive end-all device.
Nope.
So okay.
I don't see it. Interesting though. I mean,
it is
make
interesting.
come next?
It is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the next story.
All right.
So this next story comes to us from Wired.com.
Mm-hmm. I like Wired.
So do I. And the headline reads, Leatherman's new wearable tech can repair your wearable tech.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, you were saying in a recent podcast, were you not, that you thought wearables for 2015 were on their way down, yeah?
I think that. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a gimmick than anything, very akin to the 3D TVs of just a few years ago, and now you don't see them as much.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's where it's going. I think we've gone so long with not wearing watches and stuff like that, you have a whole generation like mine that I don't like to wear a watch. I know you do, but I think you're in the minority as opposed to the majority.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a minority.
So, you are the minority, yes. Weird. What's that like?
What is that like? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, if my phone runs out of juice, I still know what time it is.
There you go.
And if my battery runs out of juice, I replace the battery.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, so Leatherman is trying to come out this summer with the interesting little watch band type thing.
Looks really cool.
It looks really awesome, actually.
Yeah,
it looks. It almost looks like a bicycle chain on your wrist.
It kind of does.
It kind of does.
Oh,
but
and it comes with a watch face too. It's not just the links. Look at that.
I think you can put it on a watch face, or this is their version of a watch with it.
Uh-huh.
But I think you can buy the band by itself.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially what it is it's a series of multi-tools on a chain. So each chain link is a different multi-tool or multiple of them. If you break it down, there's a few different wrenches in it. There's a screwdriver, Phillips and flathead. There's a bottle opener. There's 25 different tools within this wristband. It's made of stainless steel. They say because of its size and ability, you'll still be able to get it through airport security. So you'll have your MacGyver wristband and go through the airport no problem. They say.
That's so cool.
It is very cool. Now, these watches are going to cost about $500.
Right.
The bracelets are going to be about $150.
Not
And
too
for
bad.
a black
I wonder,
diamond
though,
carbon-like finish, it's $200.
like these links are not that big. I wonder if you can affix them into some sort of a handle for leverage. Because it's great to have a screwdriver head, and then you have a link that's like probably a little less than half an inch looking at it on this picture here. And then how are you going to twist that with your hand if you have like a really stubborn screw head? And you're like, oh, I've got a bit that'll fit in there. Check this out. And you pull out your really cool MacGyver bracelet or watch and remove the appropriate link. And then how do you turn the damn thing?
See, and I really think that this is just for if you're in a pinch. It's not at all designed to be your primary tool set on your wrist.
Oh, dude, for $150, I would use this all the time, especially as a motorcyclist. Like, you are limited to almost no storage space on a bike.
Right.
Like whatever fits under the tiny little seat, and it does come with the absolute necessary like tools to fit key components of your motorcycle. At least mine came with some.
See,
That's it. You can't really stuff a whole bunch of things in there. I would use the bracelet links as supplemental tools probably all the time.
see, and I didn't even consider that for your bike. I thought like, oh, you
Oh, that
keep
would
this
be
around to like get into your tower or something, you know?
Yeah, they do look small enough for it to be like, small computer related tools, which equally is cool. I deal a lot with computers and work on those. But yeah, man, I'd be like, dude, this is great. I don't have to pack additional tools if what's in these links makes sense to use in place of X, Y, and Z number of screwdrivers I would have to put in the bottom of a bag if I went on a long trip.
Right.
That's instantly what I think of. And
Okay.
I think it's kind of cool. I'm just not sure that it would, I don't know.
So right now we both don't agree on, or I don't know. Did you agree on that keyboard?
Not on, like, I think the idea is great, and I kind of want one because it's a really killer looking toy, but I would try to go out of my way and find uses for this thing.
Right.
And I don't think anything outside of small computer repair types of things or opening a can somehow, but even the little can opener thing link looks like on the tail end of the bottom picture. Like, I don't think I'd have the finger strength to shove that through a can myself without having a handle I could put that thing in for leverage. That's the first thing that jumps out at me. Like, even the hexagonal like link spacers in the middle that you could put over the top of like a Torx head screw, like an exposed Torx head screw.
Right.
How would you twist the darn thing?
Yeah, I see, and I don't know.
I
Like
don't
even
get
these wrench bits that
Yeah, that's my biggest. So maybe there's more to it. It's expensive. It looks really cool. It claims to be airport security safe.
Right.
Awesome.
I know it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean,
If it's practical, I mean, I'd probably want to see some reviews before
I-
I pre-order.
yeah, and I think honestly, I think a lot of it is, hey, look at this cool thing. Maybe like it's more gimmicky than functional. At least now as it stands. I think 2.0, 3.0 of this, it could be awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even the clasp is functional, it says, with bottle opener and 2-inch square drive. Other tools include hex drive, screwdrivers, box wrenches, carbide glass breaker, which is kind of completely unusable in modern practical stuff. Hook style box cutter that doubles as a SIM card pick, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I don't see how you could, anyway. I don't see
Right.
how you could use these bit heads.
Right.
There's something missing here. But Way cool, man. Good find.
So
I
let's
love
go
the
to
I
our
love
last
the like
story.
the well, I love the little comments on the bottom like Sky Mall is going to be out of business, blah blah blah.
Available soon at Sky Mall. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
All right. So the last story comes to
Yeah.
us from rawstory.com.
Hmm.
This is the one I thought of you about. Brazilian scientists
Okay.
discover a protein in coffee that mimics effect of morphine.
Well, yeah.
So, according to these Brazilian scientists, they discovered a protein in coffee has a similar effect to the pain reliever morphine. Right. This is at the University of Brasilia, a state-owned Brazilian agricultural research corporation in
Hmm.
Imparfa said on Saturday.
Yeah.
Basically, it's said that these previously unknown protein fragments have a morphine-like effect when they are processed in the human body. Apparently, the company added tests on laboratory mice show the opioid
Opioid peptides is what that
right.
is.
Right.
Yep.
See, I can't pronounce words.
Hmm.
Which are naturally occurring biological molecules,
That's
appear
true.
to have a longer lasting effect on mice than morphine itself.
Well, how about
So,
that?
so that may be the reason why you love your caffeine in the morning.
Well, long time ago, and not even worth trying to remember citing where I heard this from, but there
Mm-hmm.
was some sort of poll about drug use in major cities that people were doing by testing uh, deposits found in the sewage plant, and it was like which major city consumes the most amount of drug types, blah blah blah.
Right, right.
And the number one drug that was found in each of them was caffeine,
Yeah,
which is a legal drug, I'm sure.
yeah.
Obviously, where there coffee's everywhere. But yeah, I hadn't really thought of it that way as a drug. You know what I mean? But I guess that's a really interesting find. I mean, I don't know how they extracted this protein fragment.
Or to even look
Uh,
for it.
right, or in the years and years that we've been doing things with coffee beans and selling them, whether they be chocolate covered or grindable so you can put them through a pot, whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
that this hasn't been just discovered sooner. I don't know. It says in this story though, in 2004, the same person managed to sequence coffee's functional genome, which is a major step toward efforts by their firm to combine coffee genes with a view to improving grain quality. Was why they were putting money and time and research into this.
Right.
But suddenly they find morphine quality in it, huh?
Well, it makes me wonder about the caffeine withdrawals that people will have when they quit coffee. Those headaches and all that.
That's got to be kind of an extreme case. You got to drink quite a bit of coffee on the regular to have your body adjusted to that, and that's probably does have something to do with it. But
Yeah.
you got to think like certain types of pain reliever, fever reducer, aspirin type of products also come with caffeine. I think it's Excedrin, isn't it? That comes with
Yeah,
caffeine,
yeah.
like
I think it's
5 milligrams caffeine and stuff.
because it helps it release it into your body faster. I think it is.
Yeah, but I think there's properties in coffee that alleviate um, pain and headaches. So maybe this is it. I don't know. I don't know that to be
Right.
true. I just whatever. But yes, they put caffeine in certain headache medicines and things like that. But that's kind of I don't know.
Yeah.
Glad you thought of me. I must
Well,
drink way too much coffee.
I just know that you love your coffee, and
I
so
do
do
love
I.
my coffee. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is factually correct.
Well, that's the stories for the first
Yeah.
section.
First section of the show.
Yeah. So let's take a
Episode
break.
14, you said?
Yeah, this is episode 14.
We're on 14 already, Founder Nation. 14. 14.
Our episodes are now legally old enough to yell at their parents and say that you don't love me.
Hmm.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, probably demanding an iPhone for Christmas.
Probably.
Yep, that's true.
Probably saying don't hug
Did
me
I
in
get
front of
it
your
right?
friends.
It is 14, right?
Huh?
It is 14, right?
Catorce, sí.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sí.
Cool.
Yeah.
14, man. I'm excited.
I am
All right,
too.
so what do we gotta do? We gotta take a break now?
We gotta take a break.
It's like I've never done this before.
I know. We gotta take a break. We gotta tell the good people about our startup.
Yeah, we're doing a spotlight on a startup company today.
That's true. That's true.
Excellent.
All right.
We'll see you in a few.
Okay.
Buying a used vehicle can be very stressful, but HaggleChamp.com makes it much easier. At HaggleChamp.com, all you have to do is tell us what make, model, and year that you're after, and we'll alert our dealer network. Our dealers will give you their offer, and you can declare your #1 contender. That's the offer you like the best so far. This then re-notifies the dealer network and encourages them to give you an even better deal. It's free to use, so head over to HaggleChamp.com. That's HaggleChamp.com.
Welcome back to Foundations for Founders. I am Angel in Seattle.
And I'm Dan in Post Falls.
We're glad to have you back, Founder Nation. This, of course, brought to you by HaggleChamp.com, where you can buy like a champ, save like a champ.
C.
How is How is the weather? Is it going to be warmer out there? I mean, I know you took the furry pet into the dog park.
Yeah. So
like snow days gone.
It looks that way, but now that I've said that, I've most likely jinxed us. It's supposed to be above freezing, even the lows, for the rest of the week. At least according to the app on my phone.
It feels unusually warm in Seattle. Like
yeah,
warm. It's like in the mid to low, well, high 40s, low 50s, I guess, right now. The reason I bring this up is I just got hit with some news stories about a potential blizzard warning for the Northeast. Have you heard about this or followed?
No, this is the first I hear of it.
Yeah, 28 million people in this fine country of ours are under a blizzard warning.
Wow.
Yep, an additional 11 million people are under winter storm warnings, mostly in the areas adjacent to the blizzard warning zone, which is basically the entirety of the eastern seaboard of the United States. From like, I gotta try and find a picture of this. It looks like it's from, I want to say, oh, it's just gonna load videos now. I don't want to see videos. Show me a picture. Give me the weather.com. Show me a weather map. Hurry, weather map, hurry. Current health map, weather map. There we go. So it's looking like South Carolina to Canada.
Really? That far, huh?
Yep. Unbelievable. So current temperatures don't look too bad, but it is almost in Seattle as it is in Key West, Florida right now.
Wow.
Yeah, so everyone that's supposed to be, like, I guess, slammed with snow and up to mile-an-hour gusts of wind and crazy, several feet of snow projected here. Doesn't look like anyone's going to get into the sub-zero temperatures, so hopefully it doesn't last. But batten down the hatches. I hope everyone's
I'm looking at it right now. More than 3,100 flights have been canceled for Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep. That's true. And so I was, because I subscribe, obviously, on the Twitter feed to several news feeds, but hearts, minds, and prayers go out to you guys. Stay safe, stay warm out there.
Go pack up supplies right now.
Yeah, I'm sure a ton of folks already have. But yeah,
yeah,
stay
no
safe
kidding.
out there. That's never good when you have that much of a warning for that far out. So, but all week, I guess, is supposed to snow, so stay warm, and make sure you all have candles. Candles are good. Anyhow, a discussion topic today, we're going to do a spotlight on a startup company. And we have made several nods and comparisons. I wouldn't say comparisons, but adjacent nods to some of the business practices that we've adopted and dollarshaveclub.com.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and now, we had looked this up a little bit earlier. It was 2011.
Yeah, 2011
right?
they launched,
They were
so
out of beta
4 years now,
2011.
roughly.
Mm-hmm. and I was reading on CNET. No, is it CNET?
Yeah, CNET's a website.
Show me. I think I got the wrong one. No, it was the Blade Butter.
Oh,
story.
yeah. That was on bladebutter.com.
Yeah, so Gillette versus the Dollar Shave Club. It's interesting because I was watching professional football, and I saw one of the new ads for the Gillette razor, with the weird pivot head that goes side to side and stuff. And then very quietly the screen fades to black, and they have a delivery service for about $1 a day that kind of pops up in the screen message and then disappears. And I was like, wow, like these major contributors from the startup companies for this, it's basically a subscription service. I understand most of them refer to it as a membership model. And if you follow Michael Dublin, he's got a great story about how he came to be in the business. I've watched several interviews, why he implies membership over subscription, implying a deeper relationship and expectations. And they've really tailored this to one idea, which is all of us that go out to the grocery store to, fight through traffic to get there, and then fight through lines, and then you get to the, as they refer to it, as the razor fortress, which is locked up and chained up, and you gotta flag somebody down to get in there. And then what do you get? You get your razor blades, and you bring them up front, and you're out sometimes a little south of $50. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and you have to do it because you have to shave your face, and there are probably more options than I think we would care to realize, but the nicer razors, unquote, are all really expensive. And so they've found a way to put a good product together, slash out the middleman, and send it right to your door. And I think it was, founded on that idea. It was a great cornerstone idea, and they were able to do all kinds of cool things with their marketing scheme because, his background and his camp and all the things that they had put together coming from, a comedic value and a little sarcastic. But we'll throw the first commercial where I learned about them up in the show notes and stuff. We'll tweet it out a little bit later. But yeah, it's really, really cool. It's a great idea. And then I thought to myself when I saw that, like, wow, if Gillette is doing the same thing and they're like sort of the monster power player of this particular industry, they must have made some kind of noise, right? I mean, they've got competition in, who's the other company?
Harry's.
Mentioned this. Yeah, Harry's. Yep.
But Harry's tries to market themselves as more of a higher end product. They don't deny the fact that they're a little bit higher priced.
But more the same kind of thing, right? Like it's a subscription
model, razors to your door, that kind of deal.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's worth mentioning that these guys have not been around for a whole heck of a long time, and they've clearly been doing some great things to get the big box players' attention to kind of folding to the same demand from the consumer, which is a demand that this company basically created.
Yeah, they've completely built their own market.
We talked a little bit in the we'll call it the
the practice show
for the show, first one. Yeah, the practice show, the one that's out in the 8th.
The
corruption before the corruption.
When we were corrupted, we mentioned.
Pre-corruption, we talked about this a little bit, and yours and my shared experience with this business was seeing that YouTube video, and I thought it was really cool, and I was going to ask, I guess, essentially, what about Dollar Shave Club do you think really works? I mean, we know the cornerstone idea, but what is it about the whole thing that really, really works?
I think the simplicity of it, I don't have to now think about my razors coming to me. They just come, It's not a huge amount of money. It was, I think the package I was on was less than $4, and it would just hit my account, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that happened again. Which I think is brilliant on their own because, it keeps good retention for their customers.
Yeah. Well, totally, yeah. I mean, I guess ease of operation is what keeps it going, but I think you're absolutely right. I think the simplicity of that playing on a cornerstone idea that every single guy can identify with. Having gone through that, like, absolutely. But yeah, they've got a lot going for them now. I've pulled up the actual article I was digging around for earlier was the Upstart on Biz Journals, and a New York Times article today on online retailers that sell consumer goods for the e-commerce space noted Dollar Shave Club expects to generate $60 million in revenue this year, just triple its revenue amounts for 2013. So obviously making a splash. I think it's great. I think this company's done really, really, really awesome things for a really simple idea, and I don't know. I thought it was worth a spotlight.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think so. Since the practice show, I was thinking about other opportunities and other products that they could offer, for the whole men's bathroom experience, and I kind of thought like it would be kind of cool that maybe they don't even need an extra product, but maybe even bunching their products together, the One Wipe Charlies, the shave butter, the post shave cream, and the blades, and I don't know, $20 a month or $35, whatever it is, give me a discounted rate, and I just get a box every month with all my toiletries. That could be kind of cool too.
That would be kind of cool. That sounds dangerously similar to that idea of who was it? Was it Scarlett Johansson?
Oh no. Oh, you're thinking Jessica Alba with Honest Company.
Jessica Alba. Sorry, Jessica. I don't know why I thought of.
I mean, I love Scarlett and I love Jessica, but
yeah, you're both great. You're absolutely.
They are
both great.
fantastic.
That's actually correct. Yeah, but it sounds kind of like her business that has that, package to you, and that's for like babies,
it's for
right?
babies.
For, like,
baby products.
Like
But yeah, I mean, you could do that. I know they do that for men's style. Like, you just have clothes sent to you, try them on, whichever ones you like, you keep, and they bill you for that. And the ones you don't like, you send them back.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, how far somebody could really take this, right? Because if you had a realistic budget where you could really get down to how much do I spend on, grooming and style products and all these other things versus what would it cost me to subscribe to this? Because you're right, there are services. It pains me that I don't know this off the top of my head because I was just talking about this.
Okay, you know what I would love?
With the socks and stuff that come to you every month where you can just throw them away and quit doing laundry.
Oh, yeah, that one. What is that one? Yeah, you can buy a 365 pack.
No, well, yeah, that, or they just send you, like, fresh socks every month, and it's like socks and underwear, and you just tell them, like, what styles that you wear and things like that. And then you could do the Dollar Shave Club kind of approach where you could get your razor sent to you, and then it's like, I wonder how far somebody could really take that if that's really befitting someone's lifestyle.
Yeah, you could.
I guess if you travel for work a bunch or almost exclusively, that might appeal to you, but I don't know.
Well, and I think if you travel a lot, it almost kind of doesn't, because you can't really take razors on the plane with you.
Well, you can. If they're razor blade cartridges, you can.
That's true, yeah.
You can't take like a straight razor. No, you'd have to put that in check baggage, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay.
Or, I don't know. I mean, maybe.
I don't know. Well, no, I know. When we went to Vegas a couple months ago, I couldn't. I couldn't even have disposable razors in my bag. In my carry-on, yeah.
Though, right. Well, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I know you can't take anything on a plane whatsoever, period, if you're flying to the East Coast. So you guys stay safe out there this week. No one's flying in or out.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
I had to stab at that one, yeah. That's true.
No, I know. I have friends on the East Coast, and now I just kind of want to check on them.
Yeah. It
is frightening. Yeah. I feel like that's the start of a song.
I hate the snow, man.
Yeah,
it
whatever.
Might be.
Anyways. Yeah, whatever. I don't like music.
Yeah,
I only produced a music interview show for like 3 years. Whatever.
Maybe that's why you're so sullen about it. I don't
about
know.
Music?
But truthfully, like I don't know why you still live over there, man.
I know everybody tells me that.
It gets so cold over there.
I don't know. Maybe once Haggle Champ gets going, I'll go somewhere. Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'll
go
go
somewhere
sometime.
I do have that in the back of my
So,
head to
What's
go
that?
somewhere after we successfully launch Haggle Champ, like I know we will.
Like go somewhere like where did you
I
have
don't
in
know,
mind?
man. Like, you gonna braid me with questions? No. I've got a couple cities in mind.
Yes,
I
that's
know you
what
do.
I do.
I know. For some reason, I got it in my head for Chicago. I had a lot of fun when I was there, and I thought that would be a cool place. New York could be fun, but I have a feeling I would hate it after like 2 months. I even thought just like temporarily just renting out places 1 month at a time and just kind of vagabonding it. Like staying in one area for a while, make sure we launch Haggle Champ in that market pretty good, and then move to the next one. So like maybe 2-3 months at a time.
That's not
Yeah,
a bad
I mean,
idea.
one, I'm not married, and one, I don't have kids, so I kind of do that right now.
You're just
Yeah,
gonna
I walk the
earth.
earth like Kane from Kung Fu. I've
Yeah.
got a brown leather-bound wallet too. I do.
Really?
And you know what? I could use a tasty burger. Yeah.
Yeah. Something to wash that
Shout
down
out to our friends
with.
at
Tasty burger.
at Jackson Startup, or what was that Twitter account?
Oh, Startup
Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Hilarious. Startup Jackson and Foundations for Founders have been tweeting back and forth, attempting to engage Bill Clinton in a Twitter conversation. Not sure that that's going to happen. I'm sure most of that's filtered, but hey, we're here. We'll bring it to
Maybe
the
you guys
nation.
can get Ralph Macchio.
We could get
Because
Ralph
that's what I
Macchio.
want.
Could.
Possible. Man, I would love.
Yeah. Has he ever even done a podcast?
I don't know. I don't stalk him.
I would assume Chris Hardwick would have got him.
I don't think so, because like I read his tweets every now and then, and they're so benign. It's just like, I got a hot dog today, or check out this news story. Like it's so just, it's like your dad's Twitter account.
Lifestyle
Like
tweet.
it's so just mundane.
Yeah.
I like sometimes like you wonder like, okay, I don't know, like I like to ask myself randomly like, what is Fred Durst doing right now or whatever, and I feel like Ralph Macchio, oftentimes 9 times out of 10, is probably just like reading the paper or just vacuuming his living room, like nothing major, just living life.
That's possible. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we don't do stuff like that. Not in the world of internet radio.
Oh yeah, well
startup.
we don't hang with the commoners apparently. Is that what you're getting at?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way, but I will say this. We're looking.
Oh
for
yeah,
an
we
intern.
are. I've got intern work.
That's factually correct. Yep, we need an intern for the
Mhm.
show. Again, I mean we've stated a few times I want to see a video resume.
What is the top 3 skills you want in an intern?
Like a phone. Somebody who can be shouted at
Okay,
a lot
good.
and take it. Yep. I want somebody who knows the temperature of my
Good.
coffee.
Yes.
And all the things that I need that for, and someone who's willing to stay late. And I mean way late.
I would like an intern who follows the WWE, so then I can berate them about how their opinions are wrong. I would also like the intern to be able to accurately predict the weather while wearing a wizard's hat.
I think, well, yeah, and I thought that's what interns, to be an intern, you had to have that skill. I thought that was like intern 101.
No. Oh, I didn't realize this. Sorry, I just looked
What's
at the
that?
calendar and I got all excited.
Mhm.
So my favorite holiday comes up a week from tomorrow. Groundhog's
Boxing
Day. I
Oh,
love that
really?
holiday because I love how
your
obscure and
favorite
ridiculous it is. The fact that we have satellites in space to predict weather, but we all gather around to see what the rodent's going to do. That's amazing to me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
dude.
Anyways, Dollar Shave Club.
Are-
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's the most. Hey, this
Right.
is shiny moment I've. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Something to
Yeah,
look
sorry.
forward to.
Uh,
No, don't
hey,
be
it is
sorry.
what it is, man.
It's your favorite holiday,
I
right?
love
Let it roll.
Groundhog's Day for really no
That's
reason.
why we need an intern, though. You gotta keep the show on track, man. You and I take it
We
in
do
weird
sometimes.
directions.
We do.
Mhm.
I would.
So yeah, tweet at us. We need an
Yes,
intern.
we need an intern. But I think with Gillette getting in and trying to go against Dollar Shave Club, it's great for the consumer. I hope that they don't just throw their money and price out Dollar Shave Club.
It doesn't seem like it's feasible, and they bring up a good argument. Let's see here. It's Procter and Gamble thing. Blah 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 blah. Oh yeah. So the Procter and Gamble eStore.com, pgestore.com, says that it costs only about $1 a week to use the razors with their own pricier blades, right? The ones that they already have that you can go buy at the store. However, the Wall Street Journal challenged the claim, saying that to come up with a $1 figure, Gillette would then assume that men shave just four times a week, which I guess most of them do, pay $4 per blade, and then change blades once a month. Right? And I think at the rate, like, the first two of those parts of those equation would make sense, right? Like, okay, 4 times a week, sure. $4 per blade, okay, cool. But changes once a month, that's a lot of miles on that blade before changing.
Yeah. Well, how often do you change out blades?
I'm like one of those guys that, like, I will tweet about the greatest day is new razor blade day. And but probably I'm going to say every 2 weeks, so probably half of their figure here, which is why I would stand by the challenge from the Wall Street Journal.
So I would say, and we talked about this on the other show, I barely have to shave, and I'm a 34-year-old man. I have that baby face, and I can let it go for days, and you couldn't tell. So and that's partly why I
it's that vegan diet, man.
It's been like that since before that. Yeah, that's partly why I'm no longer with the Dollar Shave Club, because they send you something like 6 or 8 cartridges to use for the month. I could use one for the month and be fine, and maybe go out to 6 weeks if I really wanted it to. So I still have a stack from when I was with the Dollar Shave Club about a year ago. I still have cartridges.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's excess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Extreme.
Well, it's because I really don't go through them,
Well, is there a product, I guess, that you do go through that you'd like to see in a subscription service?
Coffee. I would love a coffee of the month or a coffee of the week, and maybe that exists, but
Yeah, but what if you get stuck with a bunch of coffees you
well,
don't
just send me
like?
like a 16-ounce bag, so that way if it doesn't, if I don't like it, it's not that much.
I can
Yeah.
see that. How much coffee do you drink, and that's how much they send you based on a sliding scale?
Do you drink a pot a day? Great. 16-ounce bag can do, I don't know, how much would you make that last for a pot, 4 pots maybe? 5 pots? 6? Depending on how much you put in.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
depending on.
So let's say 6. I don't
how
know.
strong
Maybe that's a low
coffee.
number. Maybe that's a
Yeah.
high number. So great. That's, most of the week. So you get, 4 bags a month, let's say. 5. I don't know. Charge me $10 a bag or $7 a bag, something. Great. Now I'm trying different coffees from all around the world. Or maybe just around America, different little local roasters.
That wouldn't be a bad way.
I
to
feel
get
like I'm
to
giving somebody an
local
awesome
roasters on the
startup
map.
idea right now that the more...
Oh, well, that's what we do here
Yeah.
at Founder Nation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're Foundations for Founders.
Yeah, you just get the little guys
Take it, run
to
with
sign
it.
up with you, and you
Mhm.
promote their company, and, yeah.
Yeah. We get 25 cents a bag that's shipped out from your idea. All
Yep,
rights reserved.
absolutely.
But, yeah. go
Why
for
not?
it.
I'm going to...
So, we got to do a little bit of follow-up, though. Have we found me a podcast? Has anyone taken pity on Angel and said, hey, you know what? We're putting Dan on all these great and wonderful podcasts. Has anyone said, you know what, Angel's our guy? We wanna talk to him.
I honestly
want him on
have not even tried. I know.
Oh, damn
I know.
it, man.
I've been so busy with other stuff. I know. I'm a horrible, horrible co-host and friend.
Manager. Yeah. Well, you said you were going to be my manager.
I will be. I will.
Honestly.
It's just
Yeah.
I have to manage and do things. I feel right now like I am the Colonel Tom Parker and you're Elvis, and you're like, what's going on, baby?
I don't feel that way at all. Not even close.
Which I did send you a care package, a Haggle Champ care package this week.
That's true.
And-
I got to go hire somebody for the team. Is what I got to do.
Yeah,
with all
and that's
that
cool.
stuff.
And the male guy sounded exactly like Elvis. He didn't look anything like him, but dead. The guy in Post Falls. It was amazing. I could have sat and heard that guy talk for an hour.
I can't refer to it as the one guy.
This is one. I don't know his name,
Like-
Patrick or something. I don't know.
Well, you don't, but like you have a male guy.
No,
Same
the
dude,
post
same
office in
route,
Post
all-
Falls. Okay, anyone who lives in Post Falls, Idaho, go to the post office. Listen to the Elvis man talk. It's amazing.
Okay.
The Elvis. I don't
man.
know his name. But it was
That's fine.
the minute you hear him say a word, you will know. Oh, that's the.
Are we gonna get a soundbite for this?
I may have to go
record the
sneaky
guy?
and record him.
I think we should. Got a lot going on here, man. It's gonna be tough to manage, but we got to find Ralph Macchio.
And Elvis man.
The elusive, and Elvis man. We got to hear this guy.
Well, how amazing would it be if that was his name, Elvis Man? Like Man was his last name.
Oh, like
Yeah.
MANN or something. I'm on
Oh
board.
man,
Mm-hmm.
that's amazing. I want Elvis Man. I may just go. I'm crazy enough to just walk up to him and say like, "Hey, I think you sound like Elvis. Talk loudly and clearly into this microphone."
Please
I
do.
would. You know, I'd do that.
Yeah,
you know I
please.
would do
I
that.
want a video of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no problems with that.
That's because we re-air on YouTube, so I want to see a video cut into that. If you can
Man,
get it
I
on
gotta
the
get
phone.
this. All right,
Mhm.
I think that's it for the show.
Then give him a Haggle Champ bracelet or something and tell him to sign a release for him.
Yeah.
So
Well, no, Idaho's a single-party consent
Yeah.
state. I don't have to ask his permission or record anything.
Oh, we'll see. You already
Well,
know
yeah.
that.
Well, 10 years of news.
There you go.
Idaho's one of the few single-party
Well, I
consent
think-
states. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. I think I gotta get.
Yeah.
set in a row.
No worries. I gotta edit. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody.